All right, so we're going to work on the grid now. If I have to talk about grid, right? Let me close this, go back here. So in the grid, what we will do is we're going to create design like this, right? You can see this is the header, main section, footer, right? So it's like a pancake stack, like a pancake, stack box, right? So normally you're going to have, you can even create a website like this, right? You're going to have a header on the top, main section and footer, right? Simple layout. Let's create simple layout with 2 box. 12 grid layout, right? 12 grid layout means you're going to create 12 column and this box will be divided in between, right? 12 column, okay? Now after the task, so that is task work 1, work 2, task 3. In task 3 we have three different layout, okay? So the pancake layout. So we're going to start with the mobile, right? We're going to start with the mobile design, tablet design, and when you go to the desktop design, right? So look at here. Header, navigation, main section, sidebar, ads, and footer, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is 6 items and you can stack like this, right? In the tablet, you have header, navigation, sidebar will go in the left side and the main section on the right side. And then you have add on the left here on the bottom, right? And the footer. All right. And then in the desktop, right? In the desktop, you can have header just on the top, sidebar taking the second row, start from second row. Then you have navigation in between, right? And add, and then there is main in the between and the footer on the bottom, right? So if you can get this, right? If this design, you can use most of the time, you will just, if you have to create any website, think like this. Okay, I will just use a grid to lay out my whole website first, make it responsive like this. And then I'm going to start putting content in wherever I have to put the content. So your website is already responsive, okay? So it will be less headache, right? To, adding media query and, you have mostly, you will be able to define everything out there, in the first place, right? So you must practice this one. It will help you to learn grid properly, right? Understanding grid properly, okay? So let's start now. You can see the CSS file. So there is tags 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, and I don't see 3, 3, right? I don't know where is that. Okay, maybe it should be there. We'll check. If I open the first one, so all is using the same CSS, okay? Some same CSS, right? I will just come back and add all the work here, okay? So let's open the first one. Again, same thing, right? It looks, there is a container with the 3 items inside, right? So there is a container that is a parent, tags 1 container, header, main, and footer, right? These are the 3 items. Okay, the item has the style like some border, tomato border, right? So let's look at that. So because there is all item, right? Border is tomato 4 pixel, padding, background is white, and all that. Okay, I hope that is clear. So now I need to make a pancake design, right? I want to have a header on the top, main taking all the space in between. Oh, no disturb. So main in the center, right? Taking all the height and the footer on the bottom. So how you can design that? How you going to design that? Container, tags 1, container, right? Container, you're going to do the display grid, right? So here, all is one column, okay? Right now is one column, right? On the top, 3 different row. So that's why I just need to make change in the row, right? No need to worry about columns. I will say grid. How you define the row now, right? How many row you need? You define using grid template row. how many columns you need, you're going to use grid template columns. For row, you're going to use grid template rows, right? This is like a syntax or to define the number of row. So I just have 3 row, right? So here I will define first row. I will call it auto. Take it as the size of your text, not more than that. Then one fraction is like 1 pixel, 2 pixel, but one fraction means, remember we did flex 1, right? Means take it all the available space. So here it says 1 fraction, means just expand on all available space, right? If the screen has a lot of space, you take all that one. So this is the first row. Second row is the main, right? Main is second row. Expand height-wise all, right? And the last one is third row, that is footer. You make it auto and save, and have nothing happen, right? Why? Again, same problem. Remember, right now there is not enough space in the container, right? So let's give a background color and check. Background color red, or maybe gray, right? Let's add a gray so you can see it. So I need, you still don't see, right? So I have to add some padding of 20 pixels so you can see, right? Look at that. So my container has only that much height, that gray box. So how the children can grow? No grow, right? So I'm gonna say height of the container 100 view height, right? Means 100%. Look at this. Okay, and I think I delete something here, right? Auto I left the one fraction. I deleted one fraction somewhere. So now you can see auto means whatever the containers whatever text, that is auto. Footer is auto, and the main is your main page, right? And see, you have 3 column layout already. Nice. Easily you can define the layout, right? And now we start putting the content. You have in the header, you can have logo, you can have like your navbar here on the sides, all the clicks, then you put all your main here, and then you can define the footer. How nice it will be, no? Okay, so we're done with that now, right? Let me remove this gray. That was just to show you what happened there. And padding also we don't need, and save that. So it looks something like this. So this container is already in the center, okay? It is defined in the, our style, right? If you look at the CSS, where is container? Actually max with something, right? Somewhere, yeah, the max of the body itself. Look at this body, right? Background is snow. Max width is 1000 pixel. Okay, and margin 0 auto, right? Margin 0 auto means top and bottom 0, left and right auto. This is also how you center the element, because top and bottom 0 margin on the body, and left and right is auto. So auto means, both sides is auto. So what happened? Equally divide the available space. If I just make it, I just remove auto, right? What's gonna happen? All side is margin 0, and see, so all margin now get to the right side. I mean, there is no margin, okay? But basically this box is 1000 pixel only, right? Start from the left corner and go up to 1000 pixel. The width is 1000 pixel. That is all, the body, right? And whatever space on the screen is on the right side, on the margin. So there is a lot of space on the right. So that's why you make it top, left and right auto. So take that space from the right side between left and right equally, okay? So now that space from the right side, you divide, you bring it left and right. So that's how you center things, you know. In the interview, they will ask you, right, how you going to center the element. You saw now two way, right? Display flex, align item center, justify center. That is one way. Or margin, right? By margin left and right auto. Margin left auto, margin right auto. And your element will be centered. So this is one of the very much asked question in the interview. Okay, so we're done with this pancake. Let's close this, move to the next one. So in the second item, right, in the container tags 2, there is two item 1 and item 2, right? Both has a height 50. So height 50 is the class. So if you look at the CSS, height 50 means 50% height. Look at this, right? So we have to make like this, we have to make like a box, right, which will go in the center because they have 50% height, right? So you want to make it, put in the center, plus first box will take maybe whatever column, because we have to make 12 grid layout, right? 12 grid means we're going to make 12 column and then give first one maybe it's like 4 column, the second one maybe 6 column, like that, right? So 4 and 6 is 10 column. Let's leave one column left side and one column on the right side. Leave it, right? So that's what we're going to design. So I'm gonna, let me go live view. So you can see right now height 50% and other one also 50%. And because these are the block element, they will stack on top of each other, right? First div top, second div on the bottom. Fine. So you can see all the designs. Item design is like a border with 4 pixel and all that, red tomato color. So we work in the tags 2 here. So display grid. So we have to make 12 column layout, 12 column, right? So grid, how you define the layouts? Template, grid template columns. Either you can put, like you can one fraction 12 time, like one fraction like that. And one fraction, right? If I just make 2 column, let's see what happened, right? See, there is 2 columns. So that's why the first one is first column, second one move to the second column, right? Okay. But I want 12 column of the one fraction. So you just write a function, repeat 12 time, and you are one fraction, right? One fraction. Each column is one fraction. Now you see where is all the 10 fraction then? 10 columns. So I will show you now, right? Let's go back. This is one column, second column, but you want to see in the graph, right? So you can see now, look at here. So there is, see, I don't know how to show you, right? I can move the mouse only, but here, this is the 12 box you can see, right? The first one is 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we made 12 column, okay? And because our items are 50%, right, height of the screen, so that's why you see only half of the screen. But there is 12 column now, right? The only thing is the line, you have to understand line now, right? So the first box start from the line 1. On the top is line 1, right? And the second line 2. So total line will be here 13, okay? The last line will be 13, right? Because 12 column on the right side is line 13. So let's see how we're going to put this, right, in this, how we're going to align that up. Okay. That is done. Yeah, so right now container height is 100 view height. Okay, fine. Yeah, we can, if we have to move this whole thing in the center, then we have to make our container height 100%. Height 100 view height, right? because you have to change the container also, height. Okay, and then you can do align item, right, center. That is same align item also work in the grid. Okay, so in the parent, align item center, so now they are in the center, right? The only thing is I want to give the first one from the second number, right, and take like 1 2 3 4 maybe. So second line from the column line second and span to 4, right? So grid column, right, like that. So there is start. So start, let's say start with the 2, right? Start 2 and grid column end. Okay, so it will take 4, so that is 2 3 4 5 up to line 5, right? And save. Look at that. So now you'll see it, you have a space on the one on the left side because 1 we left it, right? Start from the line 2. So 1 2 3 1 2 3, so it only took 3, right? I want to take 4, so let's make it 6 here, because 4, now we left 1, right, and we take 4, so that is 5 total. Yeah, so the line will be 6. So how are you going to write the shorthand, right? How are you going to write in the shorthand? So we call it grid column. I start at line 2 like this, slash, and span, right? Span of how many? 4 column. So exactly same thing. Okay, you can do that. I will just leave it here. I will comment out. So you want to experiment, you can try. You see, still same thing, right? Same thing. So I have taken the 4 column, right? For this one, so the 4th column means 5, right? So line 6. So I'm going to start the other one also from line 6. So grid column, start at line 6 and end at, I'm going to leave 1, right? So that is 11. Span, maybe let's make it 6. So 6 and 4 is 10 column, right? And so we have 1 on the, here we have 1 left on the right side and 1 left on the left side, and it is already in the center, right? So look at this. It looks something like this. You want to add a gap. Now gap between them, you have the same gap like the flex also. So in the container here, you're going to say gap of maybe 12 pixel, and we're going to see gap there, right? 12 pixel. Okay, so this is gap. Okay, the column will be still same, the line will be same number, only the space added, right? So we just learned how to make 12 column grid. Done. So now we have the final design from mobile, tablet, and desktop, right? So let's look at that. Here, yeah, so all we're gonna do in this one, mobile, tablet, and desktop. So header, navigation, main, sidebar, add, footer, right? So 1 2 3 4. We're gonna make the pancake first, like this, right? So see, we have to design this one, right? The first one will be easy. I mean, it is not a problem, right? So let's do that. So the grid template, no, not that one, right? We have to say display grid, right? Then we need to define the number of row, right? So grid template rows. The first one is header, that is auto, right? Auto. Second one is navigation. What is that? Second one is navigation bar, that is also auto, right? rows, we are defining like number of rows, right? This third one is the main. Okay, so it will take all the space, right? So that will be one fraction. The next three will be auto, 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 right? Add and sidebar and the footer, right? Auto, auto, auto. And the final one is the, okay, the final is gap, right? Make a gap between them of around, let's make it 20 pixels. Okay, and see what happened now, right? So it looks something like that. Why it did not move? Because we have not given the height to our container. That's why. I mean, they have already gap, they have everything, right? So, okay, let's put it like that. So let's give a height of 100 view height, right? 100 of the screen. Now look at this. Header, navigation, main, sidebar, aside. For your mobile, right? This will be your mobile, okay? That's the mobile. So you can have like this. Now, when you go above screen 720, so we call the container again, right? This container and start defining. So it is already grid. We just gonna have, let's see, because we need to design something like that, right? Can I move this? Something like this. The header, navigation. Then see, we have to move all this in different column, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna define the 12 column layout. So grid, template, column, repeat 12 times, and one fraction column, right? Like that. So now you look at here what happened. Soon I go mean width 720. When I go above 720, I will get something like this. My header, navigation, main, sidebar, add, footer, right? So mobile is like that, 720 above. When I cross 720, it is, so first column, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, there are 6 more column, right? 12 column. Okay, so let's, now I will keep it like that, and then we're gonna start. Let me close this, move it a little bit so that you can see clearly here. See how it works now. So I'm going to define now each children, right? Each item I will give the column, okay, size of the column. So let's do that here. So now I need to define the column, right? So grid, column. Let's make it span, just give span 12, right? Take all the column. That means, or you can write it something like this. Start at one column is span 12, right? That we have done before. So that is header will take all the way, right? The next is, navigation. So same thing, also for navigation, same thing, span 1 and take the all, right? So they are moving down because, we just took the first, remember how many row we have, still we have that many row, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 row. So the first row is this, second row is this. So only we have given the column, right? 12 column to header, navigation. Now there is main, sidebar, add, and footer, right? So the design says we're gonna need sidebar here, right? Look at this sidebar. After that is sidebar, okay? So the main is here. So I mean the main, what gonna happen? Let's keep the main, right? Let's tell the main what to take, right? So grid, column. So main will start from the first will be taken by side. First 2 column we will give to sidebar. So the line will be third, right? So I'll say you start at third line and span maybe, okay, so the span 10 column, right? 10 column, because 2 will be sidebar, so 10, that is 12. And see, the main took, start at line third, take the 10 column. Okay, now sidebar is here. So let's define that sidebar. So grid, column, and we can call it you start from 1, right? Like line 1 and span 2 only, span. Okay, so it took the 2 column, right? But the problem in hierarchy, right? See, the sidebar comes after main in our HTML. That is also important. Sidebar is after main, right? So that's why it is below here. But how are we going to tell it to take the column, right? Row. Column, we have given the row. So 1, 2, 3. It has to start with the row third line, okay? So for that, we're gonna here again same thing, grid row, right? And just call it 3. Start at line 3. And that's why this sidebar move to the line third one. Now add, so again grid column, start at 1 and span 2. So it will take that 2 column, and the footer will take the 10 column, right? So that will be same thing here, like same like a main, right? So our layout is finished. Only problem, you see the two row below, right? Here 2 row. Why that? Because still we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 row, right? So what we can do is we can just copy this. Now we have 1, 2, 3, only 4 row, right? So we need to delete the 2. So inside here, we just put that and delete the last 2. That means we're gonna only have 4 row when it comes to the 720 screen size. We're done. Look at here. So if I go small device, I'm like this pancake. If I go large device, I'm like this design, right? Now we're gonna go above 1020, above 1020 size screen, like desktop, right? So again, what are the things we have to do? In this case, we have a header which will take all the way. Then sidebar moves up again line 2, right? Navigation is along with the main idea. And the add now go to the right side. So that means 2 column sidebar, 2 column add. That is 2 to 4 column, right? So we have 8 column for this navigation and main, and footer will take all the way, right? So let's define that. So header will be same, right? Same like 720. So I don't have to do anything in the header. Even I can delete this, is fine, right? No problem. Now navigation I have to work on. So grid column. So let's do the navigation. Start with the line, column 3 line, right? Third line, and span 8 only, because we're gonna take 8 column only, right? Fine. So that is fine, because after header is navigation, so we don't have to give anything. That will be okay, right? Grid column, it will be, I think, yeah, so we have to define, right? So let's say start at line 3 and only span now 8, right? No more 10. So let's check. So we have to now bring this little bit, yeah, now this much size, right? So, and you can see now, so header navigation moves there, main moves there, right? Now we have sidebar. So the sidebar here, so sidebar, I need to tell the sidebar to go from line 2, right? So that is grid row, right? Row will be line 2. Okay, so it just moved to the line 2, right? That means I have to tell also the last line. So that is line 1, 2, 3, and the bottom one is 4 line, right? So that is 4, and that's why it will be moved down, right? Fine. Next is add, right? So we have to move the add now. So 8. So let's say 1, 2, right? that 8 means 2 and 10, 2 and 8, that is 10 column. So 10 column gonna have line 11 right on the side. So let's, yeah, so I'm gonna define now grid column start at line 11 and span 2, because we have 2 left, right? So look at this, add just move here, on the right side, but it need to take the top, right, line 2. So that is row, grid row, and line 2, right? So let's do it line 2. If I just leave it 2, see what happens. It, yeah, so you have to tell it go until 4, right, to the bottom. So it moves to the bottom line here. Now the footer, right, we have to tell the footer also take everything, right? So grid column, start at line 1 in the column wise, right? Line 1 and span 12, take all the 12 column. So did not work. Grid column, I have to write here column, save, right? Look at this. So we have just created 3 different layout. So this is the desktop, right? Now you scroll down 1, 2, 3, 4, that is fine. So scroll down. If you go 720, below 720, right, basically is 1020, you're gonna see this below 1020, and when you go below 720, you're gonna have mobile pancake like that. So you have this responsive design. If you understand this, right, then I think you can create any layout, if you master this technique here, 3 things. I think, yeah, so that should be good enough, right? Let's see. There is anything more? Yeah, I think these things, maybe let's not do these things, right? Tags 3 and 4 and 5. My goal is to make you understand that 3 layout, and that should be okay. That's why I have one more file here. Grid, right? So this one. So there is one more way you can handle same thing, right? Using the name. Okay, you define the name of the different columns, right, and then you align it. Like header can go take how many columns, footer can take how many, so you define that, right? So let's keep this one. Okay, I will just, let's leave it, don't worry, just do the first one, second and third, 1, 2, 3, right? Just do that one. If you master that one for now is okay, right? You can do the more things later, same thing in different way, right? You can do it later. Important one is understand this, what we have just done now, right? So that is all. Let me stop now.